Speaker, well, 12 months on, some things haven't changed about the Labor Party. I think I've said this before. The leader's still called David.
That's right.
Most of his caucus still don't support him.
That's right. Probably more.
Probably more, actually.
More than most.
And Grant Robertson is still going around the country undermining the leader called David.
Is it Otago doing that?
But one thing hasn't changed. This David is a tricky David. The other one, at least, you kind of knew what he was. And at least he knew. But, of course, David Cunliffe isn't quite so sure. This is the man who's a unionist with the unions, a Maori with the Maoris, a farmer with the farmers. But one thing he tried not to be was a leafy suburb guy in the leafy suburbs. But what happened? He got caught standing in front of the yacht. The picture he couldn't get them to delete in Taranaki, unlike the other ones. And it turns out, for all his references to large homes in leafy suburbs, he has one. And of course, being the working class hero with the working class doesn't quite fit with being the leafy suburbs guy in the leafy suburbs. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd just have a quick look at the latest update on his CV, because as we know, that's a dynamic document, to say the least. Bits appear and disappear. The founder of Fonterra actually isn't. He's something else now. And I came across this thing called davidcunliffe.com. A digital identity. The digital guy when he's with the digital natives. And here's some, and this is the davidcunliffe.com website. And I thought maybe I have found him. And it says, David has guided and supported individuals with matters of the soul for decades. And I thought maybe he's a monk with the monks. But then it goes on to say he has become a respected figure. Well, that doesn't sound like quite the person we're after. Often described as an insightful individual, and he is in his CV, described that way often. But the next one killed it. Refreshingly humble. That's when we knew this is not the real David Cunliffe, because while he may be refreshing, it's not with humility. That is absolutely sure. And then I knew for sure when it says, surprisingly, his spiritual path has remained refreshingly unboastful. And Mr. Speaker, this is a party who can't boast about its leader, that's for sure, and doesn't want to. No. But usually in opposition, when a leader's having a bad patch like he is, the front bench does the work. Sure. And it actually took Shane Jones to show everybody just how weak and lazy the Labor front and middle benches are. Because when they should be carrying their leader, because he's going to need a lot of that, by running issues that put pressure on the government and attract the public's attention, they're not doing any of that. They're not focused on anything that matters. In fact, it's infecting David Cunliffe. On my little phone, I got a tweet from David Cunliffe, which was about a big issue of the day. I'm very sorry or something to see the end of Massive Mag NZ. What the hell is that? But it's the big issue for not just the leader of the opposition, but he also says, refer to Grant Robertson. Now, I think it must be a student magazine. I think, and that's the big issue of the day. Well, I know that Grant Robertson never really left student politics, so the end of Massive Mag NZ on the Massey campus probably is the biggest single issue that's preoccupied him all week.
That's right.
But he should be doing more than that to carry his leader who needs guidance, who needs carried, who needs a team around him to feed him his shoes instead of him making them up as he goes and getting his numbers right. Mr. Speaker, they're a mess.
Time has expired. Honourable Shane Jones.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker.
Tēnā koe.
He kupu hei tīmata. Ka nui no atu taku whakahe ki te tū mai o tō tātou minita take Māori me e nā kaupapa o